What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW review. A lot of things going on in the show tonight. As we have passed the Fight for the Fallen from last week, what do they got stored this week, huh? We kick it off with Cody, who was about to defend the TNT Championship against a mystery opponent, or whoever is part of this open challenge, as he was already in the ring as this show started off. Who's going to be his opponent? We get Eddie Kingston straight from the NWA himself. Eddie Kingston, I guess, making his debut. I don't know if he signed with them or not, but Eddie Kingston coming out here cutting this great promo as usual, talking about how Cody talks about grinding and living a rough life, but Cody grew up around a whole bunch of legends like Arn Anderson there, while Eddie Kingston grew up in a harder life from junkies and alcoholics, and talk about Cody say, "You will never last a day in my shoes." But you know, you want to talk about the sport of wrestling and everything, but it's a joke with you right now, because all you face is nothing but children. You facing a grown-ass man tonight, and that you best friends with Tony Khan. Well, he came here and paid me to talk out here tonight, and I'm here to getting paid to kick your ass tonight too. Eddie pretty much went on and told Arn Anderson, "I will bury you right now if you even try to keep talking, okay?" And he's going to told Cody bury him with a smile on his face doing that too, and talked about how Cody is an egg-sucking dog and whatnot, or it was like egg-sucking bitch and everything. And like, listen, man, we gonna do this right now. No disqualification. So this wasn't gonna be a regular match. This was basically a street fight out here, and pretty much told Arn Anderson to shut up. I like this match a lot. Number one, I loved Eddie Kingston's promo. That was great. Hopefully they do sign this guy, because I've seen this guy do some really good work when he was in Impact and in the NWA. Okay, now I remember him. How I knew Eddie Kingston was a little bit from the Indies. Then I knew he was in that DCC thing on Impact, and then he did great when he was, just king with the whole OG LAX versus, regular LAX thing. And then I saw him what he did in the NWA, and now he is here tonight on AEW. This was a slugfest. This was a brawl, and I enjoyed this match a lot. Okay. Both of these guys were just beating the crap out of each other. A lot of like slaps, punches being thrown and whatnot. This was great. Like I said, and this was a no DQ match. So of course, you got some weapons involved. Cody even trying to set up for the crossroads, but Eddie Kingston hit him with a big low blow, and then hit him with a DDT, pretty much knocking him on the outside of the ring. But Eddie Kingston then got himself some thumbtacks from under the ring, put him out there, was about to put Cody onto the tacks, but Cody got out of it. Cody tried to go for the Gringo Killer, but Eddie Kingston got out of it. He ended up powerbombing Cody onto the thumbtacks then, with just blood coming all over the place. And there is one thing that I noticed, and I see a lot of other people have brought this up also. Okay, Kingston powerbombs Cody onto the thumbtacks, right? Then next thing you know, Kingston hits this backdrop suplex on him to his neck. Cody just kips up then, hits him with a clothesline, probably did a couple more punches, slaps, and then, puts him in the figure four and wins the match. It's almost like Cody no-sold that ending right there after just putting him through thumbtacks and whatnot. Number one, I did love this match. This was great. This was a brawl. This was a slugfest. It was better than whatever that shit was last week with Sonny Kiss. I like this better than last week. This was way better than last week. This was an upgrade, all right? And this felt like a fight out here between Eddie Kingston and Cody Rhodes. I like this. Now, the finish, that could be debatable if you want to put that, but the fact that this guy just hit the thumbtacks and then gets hit with a big back suplex onto his neck, but just pops up with a clothesline and then immediately hits the figure four like a minute later, that felt like some no selling to me. I don't know why. That's like, wow, I'm like, man, he got up real fast after those thumbtacks. Some was gonna say adrenaline, but I just thought he no sold it then after that suplex though. He just did a clothesline and then figure four and the match was over. So I kind of thought that was a little bit strange when he did that. Like I said, it's debatable however you want to put that, but I just kind of found it was kind of odd that, okay, like, he got hit with thumbtacks and a suplex. You think this guy be on the ground for a minute, but gets right back up. So a little bit strange to me right there, to be honest. But as they went over the card tonight, MJF came out. Griff Garrison was in the ring, and MJF got the microphone. He says, "Look at you, Griff, all jacked and tan and everything. I know you're nervous and you're a nice guy, but let me give you a chance to introduce yourself, Jungle Man." Which the guy said, "My name is Griff Garrison." It's like MJF, "Oh yeah, that's a joke there, Griffey. You're like an Ivy League, MVP or whatnot. You look like you couldn't even pass finger painting class." And pretty much, I'm undefeated right now. But Griff saying, "Didn't you lose that tag match at Fyter Fest?" Which MJF ended up pretty much taking him down, beating the crap out of him through most of this match until he even got the microphone in and pretty much talked about Griff. "You will tell me I'm undefeated, okay? Look at you there, Griffey boy. This could have been easy for you, but you brought this up on yourself. So tell me I'm undefeated." And he's just beating the crap out of him, standing over him. And Griff said, "Tell me I'm undefeated." Griff even tried to knock the microphone out of his hand, tried to roll him over, but MJF ended up hitting him with the power driver then, or that bouncing thing, that bouncing power driver from the ropes, winning the match, taking down Griff Garrison in after that. So MJF, always great on the microphone. We haven't really seen MJF in a minute, I guess, since Fyter Fest, but good to see him back on here and cut another great promo. Next, I had another Britt Baker video package, which sometimes I don't know what this Baker thing is going to keep going with, but I guess she talked about, her fractured nose and everything, and I guess they had Rebel try to interview Tony Schiavone and whatnot, and she wanted her back in there, Baker, which is a conspiracy theory going on, and that when she makes her return, talking about some of the greatest comebacks in history, even Michael Jordan of the Washington Wizards, which, let's be honest, that was never even made it to the playoffs, as Tony Schiavone said, and even Rebel said that Michael Jordan did beat the Monstars in Space Jam, so there you go. But Britt Baker says she's the Michael Jordan of the division, which I started laughing a lot hearing that statement, and she says, "Don't count her out, especially at All Out." So I'm assuming she will be at All Out. Let's just say that. She will be at All Out. Next, after that, Taz and Brian Cage came out talking about what happened last week. And he talked about Mox, and he gave him credit about that whole badass armbar he put in the cage. But, he said that Brian Cage is not wired to tap. He's not wired to surrender or quit. That's why he's the FTW champion and everything. That I threw in the towel because it was a business decision, okay? That, yes, his bicep was injured and everything, but he was not going to let that happen, and that Cage has no quit in him, all right? And they will be back for Mox for that title, because I remember Moxley cut a promo earlier in the night talking about how he was almost about to pop Cage's arm like a balloon, but next thing you know, Darby Allin comes out then with his skateboard and then gets attacked by Ricky Starks from behind, which I swear it almost KO'd the dude for a second. Of how, go back and look at it, I almost thought the skateboard hit him while he got knocked into the ropes, just bounced off it, damn near dead. But Ricky Starks beat him up, same with Cage throwing him, power bombing him to the ramp, throwing him back into the ring, and they were picking up the skateboard until Jon Moxley came off with a barbed wire baseball bat, pretty much sending them away. I guess we're still continuing this Cage and Mox feud. They're probably going to All Out for all I know, but or something's going on. Ricky Starks being aligned with Taz and them. We'll see where this goes. I'll say that. We'll see where this goes. Starks is good. Like I said, I've seen the guy in NWA, so he is pretty good. So we'll see what happens with him there, especially being teamed with Taz if necessary. I don't know where it's going to go, but like I said before, they were still continuing this Cage and Mox feud apparently, so that's going to continue. But next, Chris Jericho is interviewed, talk about what happened last week, and pretty much talked about the Jungle Express, how they're going to take him down tonight. The Butcher and the Blade went against the Young Bucks in a Falls Count Anywhere match, where the Young Bucks, I guess, went to their meat office or something, where they were in a freezer somewhere, pretty much chopping up meat, and then they washed their hands. You gotta wash your hands out here, people, before they started this brawl, basically, all over the place, through the kitchen. They fought in the kitchen, they fought somewhere near the production truck, even on to like one of the bars and whatnot, and jumping off the table with a cooking sheet pan. This almost reminds me of SmackDown vs. Raw. Here Comes the Pain, fighting in different places, and some of it was a little bit sloppy because they end up super kicking I don't know if it was the blade or whatnot, onto the escalator as he went up the stairs. Coming back from commercial, which they end up coming back to the ring. And I know there were tables involved. One thing I remember from this table was this was bad. I think the blade ended up doing like a splash or something. He jumped out of the ring, and Matt Jackson got out the way. And he missed the whole table. I think he was supposed to go through the table, but he missed the whole table. And then the Butcher ended up putting, I think, Matt Jackson through a table on the outside of the ring, cross-bodying him. And the Young Bucks ended up pretty much getting the upper hand in after that. Taking down the Butcher and the Blade. Pretty much submissions then. And then they had 2 more tables. I think the Butcher and the Blade had those tables set up by the rampway. The Bucks end up having the tables then. Pretty much brawling again. They set up the tables. The Bucks went up to the top of the stages then, and they ended up hitting like a splash and a swanton off the top of those, off the top of the stage, and winning the match. Which the Butcher and the Baker lose again here, folks. Was this match insane? Yes, it is. Do a lot of people compare this to just some walking brawl? Yeah. Could I say this match had a lot of botches in it? Oh yeah, it really did. And especially that table spot. That was definitely a missed spot right there with the table. Some would say this almost looks like a video game at this point in time. Where have I heard that statement for? Many people. But, yeah, this was just like a walking brawl. And, the Butcher and the Blade lose again. Did it need to be a Falls Count Anywhere match? Really, I don't even know why it was a Falls Count Anywhere match. It just happened to be a Falls Count Anywhere match where it starts from the kitchen to the ring. So, I don't know. Next, though, they went to, Lance Archer and Jake Roberts as Alex Marvez tried to interview Lance Archer, but then Archer pretty much brought him with him. He beat the crap out of all these random dudes into a locker room, threw one to a trash can. Jake Roberts says they're tired of waiting for people to set up for Archer and whatnot. Hopefully they do something with Lance Archer, because I've said it before, they have fumbled the ball with him. Next, making her AEW debut, Ivelisse versus Diamante. Diamante has been on the show before, so we get a little bit of Lucha Underground versus LAX right here. Honestly, I haven't seen Ivelisse since Lucha Underground, so it's actually nice to see her again. The match itself was okay, I should say. I was actually surprised Ivelisse lost right here to Diamante with a roll-up for the surprise win right there. Couple botches here and there between both women. It's not like this wasn't bad, just some of this match did look pretty bad at the same time too. If Ivelisse is signed to the women's division, I think she would do good for the division, because it's kind of crazy now what they're coming up with, like a tag team tournament, which somebody asked me what are they fighting for. I guess it is fighting in a cup or something. It's not like they got women's tag belts right now, and it's kind of crazy now they want to do a whole women's tournament, which then again they don't even know how to book the women right themselves. And somebody tried to tell me that the women's division is getting better. I'd say, you sure about that? That's very debatable about if it gets better or not. Don't get me wrong, they got some people. Ivelisse is a good addition if she's really signed. It's like, you got people like Sheeta and Stallinger's hurt right now, so she's out the ball game. Swole and whatnot, but it's not a lot I can say. Like I've said it before, the women's division is still the worst thing in this company right now, or from a booking standpoint, or just some of the women in the ring. And now I'm trying to wonder, why are we doing a whole tournament on this? Because some people even believe now, they created one tag team last week with Allie and Brandy Rhodes, which God help us from that. And now we got a whole tournament cup coming in like the next few weeks or something going on. What is it, like 8 teams in this? I don't know where it's just going. I'm sure it'll be a lot of random tag teams. I'm like, this is going to be like a tag division or something now, or women's tag titles, because I don't know where any of that is coming from right now. Some would say that they're copying off of either WWE or even Impact with their women's division, because if you even notice in the past few weeks that Impact has had a lot of women signed, and they have a lot of tag teams, which they have at least built up well to that they are tag teams, so if they ever do bring those tag titles back, they at least have something to build off of that. I feel like AEW has just made this tournament just to make this tournament. Some would even say copy, if you want to go that far, off of 2 different companies, which I'm starting to probably believe that right now. So it's interesting that they would even come up with a tournament for this. Like I said, I don't think they would be creating any tag team belts, because come on, what tag teams do you got? You just created one last week, so we just gonna start throwing random folks. Say the World Tag League. Hell, this ain't even the damn New Japan Cup. Shit, this ain't even King of the Ring, okay? So I don't know where they're going with this, all right? I don't know if this is going to work. Like I said, I question the booking of the women at the time. Then again, I just question this division in general. Like I said, it's like maybe a couple people that are really that good in this thing right now. Everything else is just bad, okay? It really is bad. So I don't know about a tournament. And speaking of next random matches, we got Hangman Page versus 5 of the Dark Order. Why? I don't know. The match wasn't bad or anything. It just felt very random. Hangman won with a power bomb. The rest of the crew ended up just watching him. The 10, the Uno guy, and whoever else was standing on stage with him. Brody Lee and Colt Cabana walked out, but Brody Lee had the microphone and told, Mr. Page, Cowboy here, I'm impressed with you, and I was impressed with this match, but I'm not impressed by your lack of friends or your tag partner, clearly, in your immediate danger right now. And he offered him to be in the Dark Order, and you wouldn't have to be alone or even have to be at a bar. But Paige says, I appreciate it and everything, but I'm not really trying to join a cult right now. And Brody Lee says, you made your bed and now you're going to sleep in it. Pretty much him and Cabana left then, Brody Lee. But then right after the Dark Order pretty much surrounded Hangman. Hangman looked at all of them, pretty much started punching. It was like 5 of those guys on stage, but they only sent 4 of them in there. I don't know what happened to the guy with the coat. I think he was the 10 dude or something, but he ended up leaving. And Page just started beating the crap out of these guys. Then they tried to get the upper hand over him, but FTR came out for the save then, knocking him out of the ring. Kenny Omega was late getting out there, but FTR handed him a beer, which he accepted, of course, Hangman, and drank then, as Omega pretty much looked on, which now for some reason next week we have the Dark Order versus Hangman and Kenny next week for the tag titles. I have zero clue why, but it's happening here, folks. It's happening. But in the main event, we got the Jungle Express going against Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Inner Circle. LAX is out there with them. What can I say about this tag match? 1, it was kind of long. I'll say that. 2, I wish they keep Marco Stunt out of the fucking ring. 3, wasn't bad, I'll say. Some of it wasn't that bad. I know they're trying to make Jungle Boy into something. I'll give them that and everything. Like I said, I like the Jungle Express when it's just Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. If it's those two, I don't mind. Stunt, keep them as very far away as possible. Between with Jericho and Hager, it was an okay main event. I'll say that. But one thing I always kind of noticed throughout this match, and I felt like they was waiting for a spot when Santana was on the top rope and whatnot, right? Not the top rope, on ringside. And I felt like he was just waiting to have Jungle Boy thrown into what did he get thrown into? But he got thrown into Jungle Boy got thrown into Santana, and he did like a Hurricane Rana on him to take him down. I thought he was just waiting for that spot out there. Even Jericho was waiting for Stunt to let him do some type of a drop kick on him. But throughout this match, Luchasaurus was getting upper hand over Jericho until this Mr. Serpento jumped the guardrail and he hit Luchasaurus in the back with his with Jericho's baseball bat. Floyd. Jericho hit the code breaker on him, winning the match. But right after, the Inner Circle started beating up the Jungle Express then, and this Serpento dude hit a shooting star press. But hey, guess who's back, folks? Sammy Guevara. He's been gone for like how long has it been? 3, maybe 4 weeks. I think he was desperately needed back in general. Honestly, I missed the guy coming out singing the Jericho's theme song. But it's great to have Sammy Guevara back after his little suspension from, that bad joke he made and everything. So, hey, it's whatever. He did the suspension. It's over. Move on. Anybody that still bitches about Sammy Guevara wanting being fired, they can go fuck themselves. Let me say that right now. Like I said, bad joke. Shouldn't have said it. I'm not about to come at this doof over some shit that happened 4 years ago, okay? Should have just used a different word, but like I said before, I know the podcast he was on. I stopped listening to those guys. Got too damn racist, okay? But, hey, AEW did what they had to do. Suspended. It's not like this dude had a whole bunch of allegations. This dude ain't Joey Ryan now or something. It's not like he murdered anybody. Just a bad joke. But, yeah, anybody that said once this guy fired can go fuck themselves. But yeah, Sammy Guevara is back with the Inner Circle again, and as the Inner Circle stood tall, they start beating up the Jungle Express again until Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends came out for the save. Basically, Inner Circle get out of Dodge. They middle fingered the TV, and that's when the show went off the air. So, yeah. Highlights, I should say, of this show, Sammy Guevara being back. Cody versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston's promo was really great. Taz promo is usually great, too. Not Sammy Guevara, but Ricky Starks being aligned with Taz and Brian Cage could be good. We got to see the debut of Ivelisse. That Falls Count Anywhere match, I'm 50-50 on it. It was crazy, but at the same time, a lot of bad spots in there. MJF always great on the promo, just to see him back in the ring in general. Cut a great promo, just beating up the guy, cutting the promo at the same time, too, was really good also. So, yeah, not bad, I should say. Dark Order with Hangman, I don't know. Random stuff, if you ask me, trying to get him to join. But, yeah, main event match was okay, too, for what it was, but I don't know. How will the ratings do? I don't know. Will Jericho losing the ratings and bitch next week? I'm not even sure. Demo God, demo whatever. I don't know, but it seems to be getting over, okay? But other than that, I'm out of here. Comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at HoodieNight890. Tell me what you think about the show tonight. I don't know. Just tell me what you think about the show tonight, all right? And we'll go off from there. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. You know it's me, HOOD. Come in with the reviews. Know I am, know what I do. Keep it out of sight and out of mind. And once again, out of sight, we're done with this review of Dynamite. I messed up those words right there. Whatever. Peace out.